will start it on offense. Take a look at their starting five. Perez, the player we touched on already. Ant Nelson runs the point generally for them along with Perez. Elijah Buchanan, a multifaceted player as well. The shot is off the back of the rim by Perez, rebounded by Siena. Saints go with the same starting lineup they had in their win over Army on Tuesday. Keep an eye on Jackson Stormo. Andrew Platek gets the start as well. Anthony Gaines has come alive after a slow start to the season. This is Gaines. He pounds it inside for Stormo with 10 on the shot clock. One-on-one matchup, Stormo. Right-handed baby hook is up and in.
And Siena will look to exploit that one-on-one matchup with Stormo underneath as long as Manhattan gives it to them. And then at some point, Siena will welcome the double team, and that's when they'll look for the kick out, something we talked to Coach Massarella quite a bit about the other day.
Manhattan's best post player comes off the bench, Warren Williams. So he does not start as they give up the open jumper to Perez. It's knocked away from behind, and Perez has it back.
And the key for the Siena defense will be stops defensively, but one and dones for Manhattan, trying to get the empty trips and not giving Manhattan second chance point opportunities.
Nelson's fade away with the left hand was short, rebounded by Platek. Hopkins will tee up the three. Halfway down, and the rebound volleyed to the Jaspers. Elijah Buchanan. I'll tell you this, vision is not one of my strong points, but the black numbers on the dark green jerseys are doing no one any favors. 7 to shoot. This is Diallo. Well long with the three. Manhattan still scoreless. Rogers the rebound.
Manhattan now 0 for 4 from the field.
See if the Saints can take advantage. Got an easy bucket from Stormo on the first possession. Like to run their offense through the big man. Stormo will set the ball screen. Trying to get it inside to him, but guarded well by Perez. Now Platek, the floating three. Count it. Andrew Platek, the North Carolina transfer, just 4 out of 15 in his 4 games so far, shooting the three, but he knocks down the triple there.
And there are different ways that you could isolate a three-point shooter like Platek. You can try and get it into Jackson Stormo if he draws the double team, kick it back out. In that case, Stormo was covered, so it was the drive-in dish that worked effectively for the Saints.
Manhattan answers with a three at the other end. Elijah Buchanan, the senior from the Bronx, only his 5th three-pointer of the season. He averages 10.5 a game. Manhattan on the board 3 minutes in. Manhattan pressure defense, aggressiveness is what they've always been known for, and they cost the turnover. 2-on-1 break. Buchanan leaves it for Perez, lays it up and in.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, that's what Manhattan basketball is all about. Aggressive play, crashing the offensive glass, turning over their opponent, and so far they've been doing all of those things effectively this season, hence the 5-1 start. In fact, they're forcing 18.1 turnovers per game, which is 22nd best in the country.
Probably no team in the league more synonymous with its style of play than Manhattan. Doesn't mean they're the best team, but they are very synonymous with how they play year in and year out. Rogers missed the mid-range jumper. Wide open three, Buchanan. Good fight by Stormo to knock it out of bounds. It'll go over to Siena. Let's take a look at your keys to the game, Kelly.
Starting with Manhattan, be the hunter on defense. What that means is don't passively stay back inside of the arc and allow teams to get hot from the outside. Is something that Coach Steve Masiello spoke with you and I about yesterday. Guarding, doing a better job guarding the perimeter defensively. Offensively, staying in rhythm and not letting other teams' defense dictate what you do offensively. Meanwhile, as for Siena, a couple of things that they've got to do right. Take the right kind of three, not off the bounce, but inside-out basketball, and don't let Manhattan do exactly what you and I talked about, turning them over and scoring points off the turnovers. Strong
take by Andrew Platek, who made a three and now drives to the rim, showing off the multifaceted nature of his game. He's got 5 early. Perez lobs it down low, bad pass, turns it over. Hopkins comes away with a loose ball, feeds ahead for Platek, bounces it to Gaines, who will flush it. Beautiful basketball in the open court from Siena, unselfish, and a 9-5 lead. Gaines has come alive, averaging almost 15 a game and 7 rebounds over his last 3. Only 5 points a game through the first 4 games this season. Perez has dominated the ball so far. He's double teamed. He almost turned it over again. Instead, it's Buchanan at the buzzer. And Gaines knocks the rebound out of bounds. It'll
stem him, so instead of Siena playing Manhattan home and away like you would typically have in a regular season, they would play 2 games against one opponent on the road in successive days. And we talked to some coaches last year. They actually preferred that format. You only have to scout a team once. Certainly some advantages to it, disadvantages as well.
Pounded inside for Warren Williams. Missed the left-handed layup, rebounded by Platek, who's been active at both ends of the court. Platek down the lane, flips it up, and rebounded athletically by Warren Williams. Platek hits the deck, he's slow to get up. 3 in transition.
Platek's hurt.
Rebounded by Billups, and Platek is hobbling near midcourt.
Before our camera cut to him, he was very gingerly walking towards center court. In fact, he doesn't really want to take a step under his own power right now, waiting for assistance. Now you see he's hopping on his right foot, protecting his left foot or maybe his left ankle.
And Platek was off to a great start in this game. 5 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. And unable to walk off the field off the court, I should say, under his own power. Ooh, just took like an awkward step.
Yeah, it looked like he slipped and his left foot went out from underneath him.
Jace Johnson is in the game now for Siena, senior from Buffalo. As they'll tend to Platek, he's actually helped back to the locker room. Jordan Kellier makes his Times Union Center debut as well, a junior, a transfer from Utah. Played the last couple of games after being injured early in the season. 6 points, 6 rebounds in 15 minutes against Army. Full court press from the Jaspers. They trap Gaines, stolen away easily by Ant Nelson, who lays it up and in.
There are certain spots on the court where you could go against some teams, but you can't go there against Manhattan, and that's exactly what we just saw. An easy spot for the double team, and that was just a poor pass.
Gaines, another turnover, back-to-back turnovers by Gaines. And the architect of this pressure defense is Steve Masiello of the Jaspers. One of the longest tenured head coaches in the league, 11th season, 152 and 163. Both he and King Rice were hired in the same offseason. They are the 2 longest tenured coaches in the league. He's 9 and 14 all time against Siena.
The Saints have now committed 4 turnovers in the opening 6 minutes. 3 of them were at the hands of Gaines, who is now taking a seat on the bench.
Stormo back in. Billups is in there, as well as Aiden Carpenter has checked into the game. He was hurt earlier in the season as well, a familiar refrain for this injury-ravaged Siena team, but getting healthy again, although Platek just went down. More bodies in there now for Siena, available to Coach Carm, which he said is actually kind of makes his job a little bit harder deciding who to play, as Buchanan, the nifty jumper, he's got 5. Saints pushing ahead. Now set up the offense.
And that really has been the biggest difference for Siena from starting the season, those 3 consecutive blowout losses. How have they turned the corner? Well, they got healthy. There were 11 players new to this team for Coach Massarello, and as a result, he said it's just going to take time for us to find our chemistry, and we had so many guys down injured. Where now that we've had an opportunity to gel and we're healthy, we're playing the basketball that we expect of ourselves.
3rd season for Coach Carm, 34 and 20, 4 and 1 against the Jaspers. Manhattan's defense taking Siena out of its rhythm here a bit. Carpenter, well off on the 3, rebounded by Perez.
And those aren't the 3-point looks that Siena wants. Yeah, there was a little bit of space there, but Coach told us we don't want the shots off the bounce, off the dribble. Instead, we want to kick out to the open man.
Nice spin move and score for Warren Williams. A 6-0 run now for the Jaspers. First 2 of the game for Williams. A preseason second-team All-MAC selection, as Manhattan and Siena completely off kilter right now offensively. Hopkins, the open 3. Rebounded by Stormo, and he's fouled. Nick Brennan, the foul, a senior.
You know, Robert, there's a symbiotic relationship between the offense and the defense. When your offense is playing well, your defense feeds off of it and vice versa. Siena got off to the really hot start offensively, and that led to the clampdown defense on the other end. Plus, you have the opportunity to get back and set your defense when you're making shots. So as Siena goes cold from the floor offensively, we start to see some cracks and vulnerabilities in their defense, creating the 6-0 run for the Jaspers.
Saints have not scored in 3 minutes now. The Gaines dunk was the Saints' last score. Down by 2. Rogers gets his man in the air, pulls up from 15 and scores. Colby Rogers had 18 in that road win at Army, almost unbelievably. Mark Singolace had this in his story. That was the first road win of his career.
Yeah. That's right.
That is, he had lost 29 consecutive road games at Cal Poly and then here at Siena to start his career.
Yep. In an emphatic fashion, he won his first road game, scoring as a team 55 points.
11-11 the score, under 12 minutes to go in the first half. Quick inbounds play and the jump shot falls through for Samir Stewart. Friendly bounce off the backboard. And Stewart, his first 2 of the game.
Depending on the status of Andrew Pletak's left ankle, potentially something bad had already happened for Siena, but we'll wait to get an update on how Pletak is doing.
Does not appear that he has returned to the bench. Billups is in there, he's got the ball. Zone defense here from the Jaspers. Jace Johnson, nice move, lays it up and in. Jace Johnson averaging about 3.5 points in 15 minutes a game. They get it inside for Williams against Stormo. Marquee matchup here. Williams is fouled, picks it in, Chandler 3. Jace Johnson is first.
Manhattan, one of the best teams in the country at getting to the free throw line. They average about 21 attempts per contest. This will be their first free throw of the game for either team.
Warren Williams leads the team in scoring 11 points a game, and it speaks to the Jaspers' balanced attack. That Warren Williams, their leading scorer, is not in the top 20 in the MAC in scoring. So their top scorer, they don't have any of the top 20 scorers in an 11-team league. Good balance, as always. A lot of different guys who can contribute on any different night.
And that really also just, again, speaks to the style of play of Manhattan basketball, which is team basketball first in all facets of the game. Right? We talked about them being great at turning teams over. It isn't one player whose stats will jump off the page as far as steals are concerned. They've got 4 steals in this game. They've got 4 different players with a steal already.
And they play a lot of different guys about the same number of minutes. So you're not going to get guys playing 35 minutes for Manhattan. Javian McCollum has checked into the game for Siena. 3 on the shot clock. He dumps it to Stormo. It's goaltended. It goes in anyways. Count the basket for Stormo. 4 points for Stormo. And now Siena's going to press.
Beautiful take and great vision to find Stormo cutting to the basket.
Perez, the league leader in assists, 7.5 a game, as Kelly mentioned. 3rd in the country, does not have any assists so far. He actually has turned it over once also. He'll shoot a 3. And it's rebounded by Jared Billups. Perez, 1 out of 5 from the field, has not impressed here in his first MAC game.
Nice box out by Billups. Siena +4 on the glass.
Billups well long on the corner 3. Perez the rebound. Perez, a big guard, 6'5", almost turned it over again. Driving to the rim, flipping it up, no good. Rebounded by Colby Rogers. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Johnson has the pass shut off. Awkward pass to Billups. Had the ball knocked away. McCollum comes away with it under the trees. 4 on the shot clock. McCollum step back 3. Rebound run down by Billups. Back to McCollum. Corner 3. He got it. Orlando, and their best win of the season was over a good Liberty team in Orlando. Also beat FDU Fairleigh Dickinson on Tuesday. In their only true road game, they went to Old Dominion and lost by 21 points. Buchanan rejected easily by Jordan Kellier. Kelliher feeling it a bit. Thought about the shot. Will settle or look for a better look by running the offense. Under 9 minutes to go first half. Saints have taken a 2-point lead. Kelliher knocks it down. Jordan Kelliher averaging 3 points a game. In just 2 games he's played so far, this is his 3rd. From the corner, contested 3, blocked. Saints defense has been strong. Comes away to Williams, guarded by Kelliher, who's taken on that backup center role. He strips it away. Kelliher playing well off the bench and fired up as he claps his hands. He runs up the court.
Stat to back up just how much improved the Siena defense has been as of late. They were averaging more than 81 points per game surrendered the first 4 games this season, giving up 52% to their opponent from the floor. The last 3 games significantly better, 67 points per game.
Has 2 points, a rebound, a steal, and a block. Gaines and Johnson back in for Siena. Gaines went to the bench after turning it over a couple times. Backdoor look, tough catch to make. Saved back in bounds nicely by Samir Stewart. He's got it in the right corner. He'll shoot a 3. Here it's Siena 20, Manhattan 16. Saints shooting 50% from the field, holding the Jaspers to 37%. Siena +5 on the glass.
Siena had the 4 early turnovers. The Manhattan converted into 6 points. And Siena hasn't turned the ball over in the past 7.5 minutes.
Colby Rogers knocks down the 17-footer. So effective with that mid-range jumper. The junior, the transfer from Cal Poly. And a foul. Nope, knocked out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds. Rogers leads the team, averaging 14 a game. He's got 4 now. In fact, the Saints have 7 different players who have scored. Jaspers have struggled to score so far. 16 points in about 13 minutes of game action. Samir Stewart, guarded by the freshman McCollum, who knocks it away. Knocked it away on the way up. He pushes ahead for Jace Johnson, who stays in the game with 2 fouls.
Teams keep track of deflections, and usually there's a minimum number you want to hit in a game. Sometimes they turn into turnovers, sometimes they don't. But Siena has been very active with their hands so far in the first half tonight, creating turnovers and disrupting what Manhattan wants to do offensively.
Each team with 4 turnovers. Rogers rises for 3. And a strong rebound there by Josh Roberts, the St. John's transfer. Snatched that out of midair. Here's Perez, guarded by Gaines. And Gaines got up and in him, and Perez draws the foul. Unnecessary there by Gaines. This is going to be a very difficult shot for Perez.
Perez recognizing that the Gaines was a little ambitious, trying to go for the steal. Missed the first time he swiped at it, went back for it a second time, and that's when Perez realized he was in a better position right here and puts the shot up to draw the contact.
Perez, a 59% free throw shooter, a senior from the Bronx. Kelliher goes out, Stormo back in. Perez started his career at Gardner-Webb, and he put up some numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers, 15 points a game as a freshman, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. As a sophomore, 15, 6.5 boards, 4 assists. Said, hey, I can play at a higher level. So he went to Marquette, and in Coach Masiello's words, it didn't really work out for him there. He scored 3 points a game, he played about 10 minutes a game. Now he's excelling at Manhattan. McCollum stepped out of bounds. Carpenter in, and McCollum will go out.
And that's going to be more the norm in MAC basketball, isn't it, going forward, Robert, where you see players transferring from Big East programs, from Big Ten programs, ACC programs, and coming into this conference where maybe they didn't get the minutes they wanted, the performance they wanted. They find a new home and in a place where they can excel.
Moving screen and an offensive foul on Josh Roberts, his first. One of those players who transferred, quote-unquote, down a level from St. John's. He's shooting 71% from the field.
Top 5 in the country, in fact.
Has not scored yet in this game. And we mentioned Perez with all those assists, leads the league, has no assists in this game so far, and he's 1 out of 5 from the field. Carpenter in there now for Siena. This time with an injury as well as an illness. I guess you can't really say it was at the start of the season, but recently, Stormo going one-on-one with Roberts. Hook shot, rolls around and in. Jackson Stormo with 6.
Diallo let it happen, so those are the marching orders right now they're getting from the sideline is play one-on-one defense, don't bring over the help. But Jackson Stormo has made Manhattan pay a couple of times for that.
Roberts takes the loose ball and flips it in. First 2 of the game for Josh Roberts. Five minutes left to go in the first half. Closely played half. Neither team is led by more than 7. It's a strong take to the rim and a score for Aiden Carpenter. His first 2 of the game. So that is now 8 Siena players who have scored. And a foul on Nick Hopkins, which is one of the 2 Siena players who has played but not scored yet. Jared Billups is the other.
Aiden Carpenter has really worked on his craft in the paint. It's something we talked before the season started with Coach Massarello, and he said Carpenter had one speed last year once he got inside the arc, and that was run like your hair is on fire and get the ball up, and sometimes that resulted in either poor decisions or poor shot selection, but we saw controlled movement that time down to the paint. A great shot off the glass to score last time down for Siena.
Perez defended well by Gaines. Siena's matched its biggest lead of the game. Carpenter gets going downhill, high off the window and in. 4 points for Aiden Carpenter, biggest lead of the game, 9 points for Siena.
Just like that, more composure when he takes it to the rim. And that's just a shot that he's practiced a lot. It seems like it's a high degree of difficulty, but back-to-back, very similar shots. They've both gone down.
Athletic finish. A lot of that, as you said, generated by better defense.
Right.
Getting points now for Williams.
Getting more comfortable in Coach Massarello's offense. Again, 11 new players on the team this year. But boy, the second half against Army, I mentioned they scored 55 points. They won a 23-2 run in the second half over a stretch of 6.5 minutes.
Long 2-point shot for Carpenter, rebounded by Diallo. The UMass transfer. Pounded inside for Williams, who's been their best player so far. He's double teamed. He has it stripped away by Carpenter, who comes up with a steal. Quick hands again for Siena. Gaines has been quiet, only 2 points. Zone defense again for the Jaspers. Coming up on 3 minutes to go. Siena's won 2 of its last 3. Wins over Harvard and then Army West Point. Gaines knocked away. 5 on the shot clock. Gaines going one-on-one. Tough fadeaway jumper. Got it. 4 points for the Kingston native.
Another deflection.
Out of bounds to Manhattan.
And the loss that was sandwiched in between the 2 wins you referenced was a loss in overtime. Back to the game at West Point, the 83-67 victory over Army. After the game, Coach Massarello out onto the fan bus that made the trip down to West Point from Loudonville and thanked the Siena fans for making the trip down there. And he said, look, some people are critical of how I scheduled the non-conference portion of our schedule this year. A lot of teams picked at the top of their league, teams that won their conference last year, lost some games early by 20-plus points. But he said, I'm not going to apologize for it because that's what's making us better and preparing us for conference play.
Certainly has. You're punching back at your level now. You're playing teams that are a little more even with you than St. Bonaventure and teams like that.
Yep.
Now you're seeing the results of that. I mean, you look at the records, you're saying, oh, Siena's 2-5, Manhattan's 5-1, as the three-pointer's way off. Siena was favored in this game. So the experts think that Siena was the better team coming in as Coach Massarello.
Bonaventure, as you mentioned, Delaware, and Yale, then Georgetown. There were questions about who's going to score for Siena. Jackson Stormo was doing very well offensively, but the question was, where else are points going to come from? Well, already in the first half, Siena has 9 different players who have a field goal.
Stormo fouled off the Carpenter miss. Stormo will go to the line. It's caught on Brennan, his second. And Siena really, of course you want to win every game, but this is Siena's only home game in a 7-game stretch. So this is a big one as Stormo misses from the line. He's a 72% free throw shooter. 7 games between November 22nd and roughly the new year. Only 1 home game. This is it. Saints back out on the road for a long road trip after this. A 4-game road trip, as a matter of fact, to St. Peter's, Holy Cross, American, and then Iona. 2 misses for Stormo. Could have made it a 12-point lead. Instead, it stays at 10. Ant Nelson flips it up and in. Manhattan known for causing turnovers, but it's the Jaspers who have 7 turnovers. Siena with just 5. Gaines passes up the open 3. Instead gets it to the open 3 for Rogers. A little bit too strong and rebounded by Brennan. Good unselfishness there by Gaines, though, to get it to the team's best 3-point shooter. Williams. Ooh, knocked away by McCollum. He's had active hands. Nelson to the rim. Blocked, but Williams, the rebound, he lays it in. Good block there by Stormo, but Williams there to clean it up. He's got 10 points already off the bench. Carpenter the 3. Rebounded by Buchanan, who's back in the game. Long pass ahead to Williams, running the floor, lays it in. Warren Williams going to work, he's got 12. And a 6-0 run after those 2 missed free throws from Stormo.
Yeah, you know, that last 3-pointer came very early in the shot clock. We talked to Coach Massarello about it. He said, we showed a montage of when we take early 3-pointers, how that can complicate things for us on the other end defensively, because then the team can get out and run. He said, sometimes the best coaching is just done in the film room when we can see the mistakes that we make on film.
Shot clock violation with 10 seconds left to go in the half. So Manhattan finishing the half strong. Michael Bear will check in for the first time, and he'll take out McCollum. But Manhattan on a 6-0 run here late in the first half, and a chance to extend that and move even closer. Warren Williams has 12 points and 3 rebounds. Clock starts, 7 seconds to go. Ant Nelson with 5. D'd up by Gaines, don't want to foul here. 2 left. Ant Nelson at the buzzer, blocked by Gaines, Stormo, and Rogers. So Carpenter will replace Platek to start the second half. Pounded inside for Stormo. They're still single teaming him. He kicks it nicely for Hopkins. Long rebound on the weak side, run down by Elijah Buchanan, who is joined by Jose Perez. Ant Nelson, Warren Williams, who will start the second half. Warren Williams going to work. 14 points for Warren Williams.
Should have been a steal.
Samir Stewart also out there for the Jaspers.
And the Saints fortunate that Carpenter didn't turn it over.
8-0 run for the Jaspers. Williams has 14 points, which matches his season high. Tough pass corralled by Stormo. One-on-one with Williams. He'll shoot it from the baseline and score. Jackson Stormo with 8 points.
And still perfect from the field.
Yes, 4 for 4. Also has 4 rebounds. Perez was 1 out of 6 in the first half. He goes one-on-one with Stormo. Flips it in. Nice move by Jose Perez. The senior has 5 points. Carpenter, nifty crossover to the rim, lays it in. Nice drive by Aiden Carpenter, who's got 8 points off the bench.
Both teams hot offensively to start the second half, a combined 4 of 5.
Executing well after the halftime adjustments. Off the mark for Perez. Hopkins runs down the rebound. Hopkins did not score in the first half, 0 for 3 from the field. At 11 points, including 3 3-pointers against Army. Gaines, free throw line jumper, high arching shot, rebounded by Samir Stewart. Sub gets up to check into the game for Siena. Tough post feed, way too strong, a turnover. Stormo goes out. Jordan Kellier, who played well in that first half, comes in. Kellier played 7 minutes, had 2 points, 2 rebounds, a block, and a steal, and a lot of energy off the bench.
And something we talked about in the first half, earning those minutes back in the scripted first 10 minutes of the ball game. Prove to your coach that you earn more playing time.
Sure again. In for Kellier. He's a 6'6" player, although he's spent a lot of time at center in a poor pass that's deflected out of bounds with 24 on the shot clock. In for Hopkins. Does get it across the Kellier. Saints on the attack. It's Rogers who takes an awkward short hop pass. Almost turned it over. Ugly sequence. Deflected. Hopkins has got it. Still 13 on the shot clock.
Siena's trying so hard to turn it over on this possession, but haven't been able to yet.
6 to shoot. Starting the offense, Hopkins. I was going to say that's how you draw it up, right? I mean, but he missed the shot. Wow. Ant Nelson has it for Manhattan. 4-point lead for Siena, led by as much as 10 in the first half. Foul. It's called against Kellier, who was trying to defend Warren Williams. That is the first on Kellier. Offensive foul. Steve Masiello does not like the call.
They got Stewart on the moving screen.
Samir Stewart, his first. So, unforced turnover there by Manhattan. 9 turnovers now for the Jaspers. Saints have 6. Siena gets into the offense much more smoothly this time. 15 on the shot clock. Gaines looking to go one-on-one with Williams. Size mismatch here. Kicks it into the corner. Rogers kicks it out. Hopkins, another 3. Count it. Nick Hopkins gets on the board. 1 for 5 from the field now. His first 3 of the game opens up a 7-point lead. He's a 48% three-point shooter this season. The captain, the Belmont transfer, 3rd in the MAC, and an offensive foul on Warren Williams.
Lowered his shoulder, back-to-back offensive fouls for Manhattan, Stewart, then Williams. You know, something else, Robin, we talk about Siena's offense, how it's flourished over the last couple of games as we take a look at that offensive foul charge to Williams, is that Coach Massarella, within his offensive system, he talks about giving his players the opportunity to have freedom within their concepts. So it isn't, we're going to call this specific play and your job is to do this, X, every single time. And he said when you run an offense like that is complex and players need to get used to one another, recognizing where they're going to be on the floor, when to make certain plays, it just takes time to develop. But we're seeing that confidence within these newer players, that confidence grow within the offense, making smarter decisions. As a result, we're seeing more made baskets.
Another turnover, although it's stolen back on good hustle by Gaines, who's got the ball in the right corner. Kellier, a left-handed player, and he's fouled. Too strong, rebounded by Phillips, and he was fouled. Foul is called on Ant Nelson, his first. Very strange, and I'm probably jinxing it, that in a game with Manhattan and their aggressive style, this will be only the 3rd free throw attempt for Siena, and Manhattan has only taken 4.
Right. We said in the first half that Manhattan on average gets to the free throw line more than 20 times per game so far this season.
Manhattan, a team that does not shoot a lot of threes. They average only 16 three-point attempts a game, which, to give you some perspective, Siena averages 23, which is probably kind of a normal number in this day and age.
Yep.
And Coach Masiello said that's not by design. He said teams have been taking that three-point shot away from them, so they've been working on getting to the line, as Kelly mentioned, as Perez flips it up and got the roll. 7 points for Jose Perez. They want to take the 3 if it's there, but they just haven't taken a whole lot of three-pointers this year.
They actually attempted 7 pretty quick in this game. Didn't make any of them, so they went away from that strategy. Manhattan just 1 of 8 from the outside so far in this contest, and have yet to attempt a three-pointer here in the second half.
They only average about 5 three-pointers made a game, which is very low in this day and age. Rogers, nice feed to Phillips, who lays it in. 4 straight points for Jared Billups. Saints open up a 9-point lead off a nice look from Rogers.
So well done because both players were patient, Rogers and Billups. Rogers waiting for Billups to make the run at the correct time, and there's something that Coach Massarello talks about too within his offensive system, as players need to be patient and allow it to develop, and you saw it unfold perfectly for Siena on that trip.
Warren Williams is on the bench, getting a breather. Another bad turnover there by Perez. Billups running in. He'll dunk it. 6 points in a row. In fact, the Jaspers have only 3 as a team. Out of the timeout, Manhattan looking to right the ship a bit, and a foul on the hand check against Billups, who has scored 6 points in a row. It's Billups' second foul. Nobody in the game has 3 fouls here with 14 minutes to go. And Warren Williams still on the bench. He's played 15 minutes in the game. Now that's not terribly unusual. He's a big guy, a very well-built guy. He doesn't play 30 minutes a game, but he's been the bright spot on offense for the Jaspers. Another steal. Gaines fouled in the open court by Perez. 13 Manhattan turnovers, 6 already in the second half. Here comes Warren Williams.
And if we go back to one of our keys to the game for Manhattan, it was stay in rhythm offense, which is something Manhattan has been unable to do with second half, buckling against this much improved Siena defense.
Marcus Watson into the game along with Nick Brennan. This game kind of hanging in the balance here with 14 minutes to go. If Siena can push this lead up to 15-17, that could be all she wrote. Carpenter back in the game. Pull-up jumper. Good rebound there by Billups as he soared over a Manhattan player, and a foul. Yeah, I mean, you could say Billups went over the back, but they're going to call it on the Jaspers. I mean, he literally went over the back.
He literally flew over, right.
Diallo his first.
You know, Robert, going back to your point about stretching the lead, that's an area where Siena struggled last year. I say struggled, they were co-regular season champions, but there were times where they could have put teams away, didn't, and there were a lot of close games down the stretch, and more often than not, Siena found a way to win. A lot of fresh faces on this team. It's a whole new team than it was a year ago, but something that Coach Massarello has talked about, taking those 6 or 8 point second half leads. Good teams know how to close teams early in the second half, not trying to steal the win rate.
Carpenter lost the ball. And look at that, body's hitting the floor. It'll be a jump ball, I believe. Is it a jump ball as Kellier went in there wildly? It is a jump ball, and the arrow will favor the Jaspers. They bring Stormo back in. A big body trying to guard Warren Williams, who's the game's high scorer with 14 points. Stormo and Carpenter have 8 for Siena. Siena has 10 players who have scored between 2 and 8 points. Very balanced offense. Again, Platek went out early with an injury. We've heard it's an Achilles injury, not a tear, but he is not going to return. He is at the end of the bench. Played only 6 minutes, had 5 points. Almost another turnover. Foul. Anthony Gaines with the bump, his second. Manhattan's already got 6 fouls this half, so Siena into the bonus will shoot for the final 13 minutes. It's only the 3rd foul against Siena. Problems getting it in. Perez. Muscles it up in traffic. Gains the easy rebound. Perez now 3 out of 10 from the field. Rogers thought about the triple, guarded by Brennan. Into the corner for Billups. Drives baseline and was fouled. And that'll put Billups at the line.
Last time down, the court for Manhattan. That's not what you want to see from a player who's top 3 in the country in assists per game, having to force a difficult shot. And what I mean by that is the Manhattan offense just seemed very stale on that last possession. When Perez was dribbling, he was waiting for something to happen, something to develop so he could distribute. It didn't happen. He was forced to take a very difficult shot.
3 fouls on Stewart. Billups to the line for 1 and 1. He's 2 out of 2 from the line tonight, 5 out of 6 this season. Seeing a player being tended to on the bench, right next to work, right behind Coach Massarello. Billups makes the free throw. Looks to be okay. I think it's, I can't tell from here. It looks like Kellier. Jared Billups, freshman from Waldorf, Maryland, has 8 points now, all in the second half. Jace Johnson replaces him. Billups, a huge spark here in the second half as the Saints have opened up their biggest lead of the game, full court press. 13-point advantage. Manhattan trailed by 4 at halftime. Foul. It's caught on Carpenter. It's his first.
A couple of cheap ones for Siena. Not to say that it's not the correct foul. There was a hand check and it was correctly called, but if you're in Siena's position, the last thing you want to do is allow Manhattan to get into the bonus, an opportunity to start picking up points at the free throw line.
Nelson flips it to Perez, who's going to back in Gaines again. It's been a frequent matchup. This time he draws the foul. Having seen Jose Perez for the first time tonight, that appears to be his game, trying to lean into guys, draw fouls, create contact. 3rd on Gaines.
Gaines actually was able to stay on his feet, which was no easy thing to do, but you can see that he didn't keep his arms vertical, and that's exactly what the referee is describing to him now right in front of us, showing he's moved your arms down, and that was what induced the contact, and that's why he got called for the foul.
Billups back in along with Hopkins. Also Kellier in. Gaines, Carpenter, and Stormo out as they continue to rotate Kellier and Stormo, keeping Stormo fresh for the stretch run of the game. Stormo had only 4 points in 16 minutes against Army. Perez 1 out of 2 for the second time tonight. Swooping in for the rebound, Jared Billups. 8 points for Perez. Almost a turnover, it is a steal. Ant Nelson 3 on 2. Ant Nelson down the lane, lays it up and in. 6 points for Nelson and a quick 3 points there for the Jaspers to pull back within 10.
And if Manhattan's going to get back into this game, that's exactly what it's going to take. Full court pressure, forcing Siena into mistakes.
32% free throw shooter for the season. Transfer from Middle Tennessee State. Continues to struggle from the stripe. Coach Massiello screaming at the officiating crew.
Hot about something. Perez is making the same argument as coaches.
He missed 2, so it didn't cost his team a point. Whatever he was upset about as Jace Johnson continues to struggle from the free throw line. Missed opportunity for Siena, 10-point lead. Colby Rogers, his first, trying to guard Perez. Stormo, Carpenter, and Gaines back in. Rogers, Kellier, and Johnson out. They actually said that was not a shooting foul. Wow, that was on the floor. That is the 6th foul against Siena, so a break for the Saints there.
Yeah.
How many times?
Yeah.
I mean, is that how he was taught to shoot growing up? Leaning into a guy to draw the foul 4 or 5 times tonight. Hey, good for him. They're calling it, but
right. As long as he continues to get the whistle, he's going to continue to do it. I would have bet anything after they took that ball side out, they were going to get it into Perez, and he was going to do the exact same thing.
I mean, at some point, You've got to give him a foot to shoot the ball, right? Make him make the shot.
Right. Yeah, Gaines had his arm on him there.
4 fouls on Gaines. He'll go to the bench. Kellier back in. This time 2 for 2 for Perez. He's got 10 points. Brennan out, Samir Stewart back in. The lead is down to 8. It's a 5-0 run now for the Jaspers over the span of about a minute. Almost turned over. It is a steal. Sloppy ball handling in the open court for Siena. Perez. Off glass and in. Jose Perez coming alive. He's got 12. The lead is down to 6. And a steal. Perez the other way. All the way to the rim. Runs over man. Offensive foul. Huge call. Could have been a 3-point play. It's going the other way.
Put an asterisk by that play. Kellier drawing the charge. And you're right. Could have been a 3-point play to cut the deficit to just 3.
Bang, bang call as so many of those block charges are, but this one goes Siena's way. Could have been a 4 or possibly 3-point deficit. Instead, it's 6, and Siena's got the ball. Under 11 to go.
Siena's turned it over on back-to-back possessions. The final 10 minutes of this game, ball security is going to be paramount for Siena.
Carpenter, 3. And a foul. And it's called against Siena. It's called on Stormo. I understand that Aiden Carpenter is working on his 3-point shooting. He's trying to improve it. He is now 1 for 9 this year. And, you know, it's on the scouting report. Let him shoot that shot.
Right. There were 3 seconds on the shot clock, so at that point, maybe they weren't going to get anything better. However, that's what Coach Massarello has said they want to get away from in their offense, and that's the 3-point shot off of the bounce versus trying to work the ball to the interior first, which they just weren't able to do on that trip. They didn't turn the ball over, but they didn't get off a quality shot either.
He's actually 0 for 3 tonight, so 1 out of 8 this season. Perez has scored a bunch of points in a row now. He's got 14 points, has cut the lead to 4. Now a 9-0 run for the Jaspers as the Saints going cold at an inopportune time. And that's what this pressure does a lot of times. It may not bear fruit early in the game, but as they continue to pressure and pressure, it wears other teams down late in the game. They run so many fresh bodies. Another turnover. Here come the Jaspers. Chance to make it a 1-possession game.
Yeah, I mean, that's just simple basketball where Siena wasn't executing it. 2 of the last 3 turnovers have been just poor passes from 5 feet away.
Here's Perez. Gets his man in the air. Almost a 3-point play.
Well, the second Billups left his feet, it was going to be a foul.
Guys, he keeps doing the same thing over and over again. Jose Perez making a living out of that jump into the guy who's in the air. It's working for him. He's 6 out of 8 from the line now. He's got 14 points. 15. Bear will check in along with Jace Johnson and Javian McCollum.
Watching a lot of Atlanta Hawks basketball and Trae Young on the floor.
To the point where they created a rule to basically try to eliminate that play. They don't have that rule in college. Doesn't matter, as Jose Perez has 16 points now. It is a 11-0 run to cut the lead to 2. Saints have not scored in 2.5 minutes. The offense not generating much here. Inside for Stormo. Kicks it out for Rogers. An open 3 is good. Huge shot for Colby Rogers. Has a very quiet 7 points and ends that 11-0 run.
Let Jackson Stormo be the facilitator. That's what he excels at, and that gives you the inside-out game that creates better looks from distance. It's exactly what we've been preaching, what Coach talks about in practice. Siena finally dropped it and converted.
Ant Nelson answers with a 2 at the other end. He's got 8 points. 9 minutes to go, Saints by a scant 3-point margin. Jace Johnson down the lane, kicks it out. McCollum sidesteps a man, shoots the 3. He got it. Jamian McCollum, no fear for the freshman. He's got 6. He is not afraid of the big shot.
No,
he doesn't take a lot of them, but he is not afraid. Nelson down the lane, runs over a man, blocking foul. He was in the circle, it appeared. And it's going to be free throws coming up for the Jaspers. McCollum the foul, his first. Both feet inside this circle. It'll put Ant Nelson at the line, a 60% free throw shooter for his first attempt of the game. Elijah Buchanan in for Romar Reed. Nelson with 9. Michael Baer getting minutes here. Gaines on the bench with 4 fouls with 8:15 to go. McCollum wanted to feed Stormo. Instead, it's Colby Rogers. Jace Johnson to the rim. And he's fouled, which will put him at the line. Incidentally, Billups also has 4 fouls.
The difference, third foul. And the difference for Siena offensively, the last couple of minutes versus the cold spell that preceded it, is they're getting the ball into the paint with purpose. And set up 2 kick-out three-pointers and an opportunity for free throws.
Jace Johnson, who is now 9 out of 22 from the line this season. Makes them both smoothly. 4 points for Jace Johnson. Coming up on 8 minutes to go, Saints have opened the lead back up to 7. McCollum D'ing up the senior Nelson. Perez. That time they didn't foul him, but he flipped it in anyways. 18 for Jose Perez. And another turnover. Jaspers chance to pull closer, down low. It's Perez who banks it in. 20 points. Jose Perez has caught fire in the second half.
And that's such a smart and sneaky play by Nelson. It's not an accident. He hides out in the corner on the made basket. You don't realize he's hanging back on the floor. It's not an obvious press, and then he sneaks up behind you and knocks it away.
3-point game. Perez was 17 in the second half. 20 for the game. McCollum the open 3. Jace Johnson, strong fight on the glass. Tapped out to McCollum. Siena will reset with 15 on the shot clock. 7 minutes to go. 2 point guards out there with Carpenter and McCollum. Carpenter, nifty crossover down the lane. Oh, faked it, flipped it up, couldn't finish it. Baer the rebound, third opportunity. Carpenter to the rim, in traffic, couldn't finish again, and it's rebounded by the Jaspers. Warren Williams. Manhattan can tie with a 3. Size mismatch here. Threaded the needle, and Williams had it stolen away by Stormo smartly.
Outstanding defensive play by Stormo, and boy, night before that, nearly one for Carpenter's personal highlight reel, just couldn't get it to go down.
Jace Johnson gets his man in the air down the lane. Nifty move! The 20, Warren Williams has 14, although he has scored only 2 points in the second half. Perez has 17 in the second half. Johnson misses 2. 2 out of 6 from the line. Chance for the Jaspers to tie. So that could have been a 3-point play if Johnson was able to finish that layup. Instead, it's an empty possession. Perez. Is that how they taught him to shoot growing up? Air ball. And again, clearly they've let him shoot that. He's leaning in, trying to draw contact, and he came up 3 feet short on that shot.
Well, halftime is about assessing what's working and what's not.
Last 4 or 5 minutes, ton of free throws now. After I mentioned that there had been none, so I'll take the blame for that one. Buchanan D'd up by Carpenter, who's played very well off the bench. Lob it down low for Warren Williams, who lays it in. 16 for Williams. Nice pass there from Perez.
And I bet Jackson Stormo will come right back into this game.
First assist of the game for Jose Perez. Saints have started to turn it over in the second half as well. 13 turnovers for the game. Jaspers have 15.
Williams, who's 7 of 8 from the field and really has had his way with Siena's interior defense when Stormo has not been in the game.
Inside for Kellier, difficult catch. Nice pass to Rogers. Corner 3, no good. And Gaines tried to follow it, but a foul against Siena. It's called on Kellier. He is second. And that's going to be the 94-foot walk for free throws. It's going to be Ant Nelson to the line. Players leisurely get into position as Nelson will now have 2 shots. He is 1 for 2 and 60% on the season. And Nelson in double figures for the 3rd time this year. Billups back in with 4 fouls. So Billups and Gaines on the court with 4 fouls now. Incidentally, the 20 points Jose Perez has is the most a Manhattan player has scored this year. The previous high was 17 by Elijah Buchanan. Just a very balanced scoring team for the Jaspers as 2 makes for Nelson. He's got 11 and cuts the lead to 1. Saints struggling to break the pressure here. 3 seconds to get it across. Rogers does so.
Oh, Stormo was wide open underneath the basket and missed him.
10 on the shot clock as the Saints start the offense. 4.5 to go in Albany. Hopkins in trouble there with 3 on the shot clock. Both teams 2 timeouts left. The possession arrow favors Siena. Both teams in the double bonus. 3 on the shot clock. Specialty play coming up here. Turnover. Jaspers a chance to take the lead.
Siena has 2 timeouts, elected not to take one, and getting pressed against the 5 seconds, threw it away.
Nelson too strong, rebounded by Stormo. He hands it to Gaines. What a game of runs. Siena's led almost the entire game, but they've been a little wobbly at times, as have the Jaspers. Both teams have responded and gotten back on the right track. Who can make the plays down the stretch? Final 4 minutes. 8 on the shot clock. Gaines pulls up from 14. What a fight by Billups for the rebound, but it comes away to the high riser, Josh Roberts. Another chance for the Jaspers to take the lead.
Manhattan only allows about 61 points per game, is the fewest in the MAC. Siena sitting on 57. The Jaspers make you work to get to 60.
Saints led by 13 in the second half. Huge 3 from the corner. It's good! Samba Diallo's first 3 of the game gives the Jaspers the lead.
And the first 3 Manhattan has attempted in the second half.
2-point lead for the Jaspers.
I'll tell you what, a desperation 3 at the end of the shot clock is not what Coach Massarello wanted coming out of the timeout, but they'll take it. It's a results-based game, and that one worked out for Siena. You know, Siena had 20 points in the paint in the first half, only 6 in the second half, and that was another possession where they didn't take advantage of an opportunity to try and work it inside. But again, none of that analysis matters. Siena got 3 points on that trip.
On a lot of possessions, they're not even moving the ball inside the arc at all until there's 6 on the shot clock. They're just passing it around the perimeter by the time they break the press.
When Stormo's in the game, in a game like this, and recognizing, and Coach Massarella talks about the anatomy of a game, and every game is going to evolve a little bit differently, it seems to me Stormo should be touching the ball every possession. 4 for 4 from the floor, and we've seen what can happen when they bring the double team. He does have an assist on a three-pointer here in the second half. It didn't work out that time, but again, sometimes you get lucky. Yeah, it was just a nice shot at the end of the shot clock.
Rogers into double figures for the 6th time in 8 games, has 10, along with Carpenter, who has 10. Billups has 8. Nelson has started to assert himself. Here's Perez, who has had a huge second half. He's guarded by Rogers. And he flips it in, so he's taking advantage of the space they're giving him now and finishing 22 for Jose Perez to give the Jaspers the lead.
Nelson almost got him again. A very inconspicuous play where he hides in the corner after a made shot and then tries to pick the pocket from behind.
2 minutes to go. Jaspers by 1. Saints have the ball. Gaines. Nice feed across and then out of bounds with 3 on the shot clock. Same situation they had about 2 minutes ago when they threw it away on the inbounds. See if they can execute better this time with Carpenter inbounding the ball. 3 to shoot. Each team 1 timeout left. Saints have the arrow. Both teams in the double bonus. Rogers with 2, with 1. Scores again. Colby Rogers has 12. Gives Siena the lead, 62-61. Rogers coming up huge here down the stretch. Good battle in the MAC opener. What did you expect? Wide open 3. Short, rebounded by Gaines. Diallo couldn't get it that time, and Siena's got the ball with a 1-point lead and 1:20 remaining. Coach Massarella calling out a play, waving his right hand up and down by his side. Ball screen from Stormo. Inside for Stormo, mismatch on Perez. Spins baseline, lays it up, missed the shot. Rebounded by Perez, under a minute to go. Jaspers can take the lead. Nelson to the rim, blocked by Billups beautifully. No, by Gaines, I should say. Gaines the attic block. 20-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Saints up by 1. Crowd getting excited here. 4,988 on a Friday night. Siena looking to execute, getting 1 more bucket. Carpenter loses his man down the lane, soars to the rim and scores! In mind, if for some reason the Saints get the ball and the Jaspers look to foul. Nelson races up the court, 23 seconds left. 3 to tie. Perez, guarded well by Johnson, 16 seconds left. Perez to the rim, flips it up, no good. Rebound volleyed around. Jaspers have it in the corner, they have no timeouts left. Perez leans into a 3. Couldn't get the roll, followed up. Nelson, 3 for the tie, it's good! And Nelson, stone cold. Saints 1 last shot. Carpenter from midcourt. And Warren Williams to jump it up, and the tip is won by Buchanan for the Jaspers, who will have the first possession of overtime. They led for only 4 minutes out of the 40 minutes in regulation, but it is tied. Gaines playing with 4 fouls. Nelson has heated up late. Buchanan, difficult 17-footer. Tapped out though by Diallo. Second chance here for the Jaspers.
And all of a sudden, Manhattan grabbing offensive rebounds and turning them into second chance points. How about this? Manhattan had 2 second chance points through 39 minutes and 58 seconds. A 3-pointer at the end of regulation. Now a three-pointer to start overtime. 6 quick second chance points for Manhattan off of offensive rebounds.
Same player, Ant Nelson. He's got 6. Nice feed to Gaines. He'll rise. Oh, what a block. But he's fouled. Warren Williams didn't think he fouled him. The refs decided he did. 3rd on Williams. It'll put Gaines at the line. It looked like Gaines was going to dunk that easily, and Warren Williams met him at the rim.
He got him on the arm. It's the right call.
Gaines to the line for his first free throw attempt of the game for the season. He is 85%. Gaines had averaged about 15 a game over his last 3. Back at his natural power forward position with all the players coming back from injury. Averaging 9 points a game this season. Has 6. With 2 big free throws to cut the lead to 1. 4 minutes left in overtime. Perez has cooled off a bit as it's been Ant Nelson taking over. Perez backing in Rogers. Perez spins baseline, too strong. Williams the rebound, another offensive rebound for the Jaspers. Diallo drives to the rim, knocked away. Carpenter has it for Siena. They'll push ahead for Gaines in the open court. Gaines all the way to the rim, gets Williams on his hip, and he thought better of it, and they'll reset. 3:20 to go. Gaines one-on-one with Nelson. Feeds it inside for Stormo on the left baseline. 6 to shoot. Stormo against Williams. Stormo up and under. Couldn't finish. Rebounded by Diallo. Good look there for Stormo.
He's had a couple just pop out on him at the end of regulation now here early in overtime.
Stormo denying Williams the ball, and it was Rogers coming up with the deflection. Sloppy turnover. Saints can take the lead here nearing the midway point of OT. Saints offense stagnant here. 8 on the shot clock, yet to get it inside the arc. Gaines goes one-on-one, kicks it out for Billups. Billups gets his man in the air, fadeaway 3, it's good! The freshman playing huge here. Jared Billups, career high 11 points. All after halftime. Saints take the lead, 69-67.
Between Rogers and Billups, the shots that have gone down with the second on the shot clock in desperation mode. And how about that one blindly flipped up backwards?
Ant Nelson sort of backhanded that ball into the net. He's got 19, a season high. He averages 7 a game. His career high, if you're wondering, was 27 against Siena last year. Love seeing the green and gold. 1:45 to go, game tie. Carpenter, D'd up by Williams, size mismatch. Carpenter kicks it out for Rogers. They close out on him quickly with 6 on the shot clock. Rogers, pump fake. Rogers hangs, missed it badly, rebounded by Ant Nelson. They get it to Perez. Guarded by Rogers. Perez muscling him, Ant Nelson. Rattles home the second, 23 for Perez. 1:15 to go. Saints trail by 1. Thriller here in the MAC opener. Siena
has been much more effective, but they can't rely on the desperation shot at the end of the shot clock. They've got to try and work it into the interior and find quality shots with the few possessions they'll have left.
13 to shoot. Get it inside for Rogers. Pass deflected and stolen, and a foul.
And again, it starts with ball security.
And that's going to put Ant Nelson at the line for 2 shots. So Stormo picks up his 3rd after the turnover. Critical turnover because it also leads to a Manhattan free throw attempt. Ant Nelson 3 out of 4 from the line on the season, 60%. It was his 3-pointer that sent the game to overtime in the final 2 seconds. 3 out of 5 now from the line. Nelson also has 5 steals in this game. He has also played 40 minutes. One out of 2. 2-point lead, final minute. Saints can tie or take the lead with 50 seconds left. Carpenter, Gaines, Stormo, Billups, and Rogers. Get it inside for Stormo. He's double teamed. He kicks it out for Carpenter. Carpenter down the lane, hangs in the air. Couldn't finish. Unfriendly roll. 37 seconds left. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And I agree. I think you have to foul here. And that's what they do. They'll put Nelson back at the line. Saints unable to finish around the rim late.
Painfully unlucky, that shot, the one from Stormo a couple of possessions ago. They did everything right offensively on that play. They got it into Stormo, who drew the double team, kicked it back out. Then Siena is in the driver's seat with that offensive possession. Just didn't get the bounce when they needed it.
Nelson back to the line, 4 out of 6. Hopkins in, still a 1-possession game. Carpenter goes out. Hopkins a much bigger 3-point threat at this stage in his career. Nelson, 2 big free throws, 22 points for the senior, the transfer from Seton Hall. 4-point lead, 2-possession game, 33 seconds left. Don't need a 3 yet, but you need a score, you need it quick. Gaines, pop free for a moment, drives down the lane, hacked. And that will stop the clock without. So Samir Stewart is the best free throw shooter on the team. 91%, limited attempts, 10 out of 11 this season. With 20 seconds left. It's funny, there was not a huge uproar from the crowd there.
No, they didn't.
Because they saw it on the Jumbotron,
Yeah.
They saw what we saw.
Yeah.
That was the correct call. Two-possession game. Four points for Samir Stewart. Saints down 5, desperate here, 20 seconds to go. Rogers rises up for contested 3, well off the mark. Long rebound, out of bounds to Manhattan with 13 seconds remaining. A good portion of the crowd picking up their coats and heading out into the Albany night.
Manhattan's 5-point lead, now its largest lead of the game.
Steal. Oh, and a foul. McCollum his second, and that'll put the Jaspers back at the line.
Robert, there was a point when Siena was up by double digits, and we said, this is an opportunity now, the first game in league play, to work on putting a team away. Not taking your foot off of the gas, not getting lackadaisical lapse in concentration, allowing the team to believe, have that confidence that they can work their way back into this game. A couple of sloppy offensive possessions back-to-back. Manhattan, a couple of steals, easy points in transition. All of a sudden, a 13-point lead evaporates. Now it's a 5 or a 6-point game, and it was close the rest of the way. And that's something that Siena will have to take with them, assuming they do lose. It looks like they will, down 7. When we have that advantage, how do we continue to build on it?
Hopkins all the way to the rim, flips it up and in. Final 6 seconds. 5-point lead. And Siena will foul one more time with 4 seconds left. It's going to be a disappointing loss for the Saints, led by 13 with about 12 minutes to go. But the Jaspers chipped away and eventually made the biggest shot of the game, a 3-pointer with 2 seconds left off a scramble under the basket to tie the game and send it to overtime, and overtime that they have control. Missed the first. Only 3 seconds left though, 2-possession game. Missed them both. Final shot of the game, won't get it away, not in time, and the Saints lose 77-72 in overtime. And